Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started. New tonight, following months of repairs, Spokane Valley City Hall is no longer sinking. Council members are starting the new year in their own council chambers. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk reports tonight.
Well, for the first time in 8 months, Spokane Valley City Council members were finally able to hold a meeting here at City Hall. 2 new council members were sworn in tonight in their first order of business, selecting a new mayor and deputy mayor for the city of Spokane Valley.
I, Albert Merkel, do solemnly swear.
Raising their right hands, Jessica Yeager and Al Merkel were sworn in as Spokane Valley's newest city council members. Tim Hattenberg, who won re-election this November, was also part of the ceremony ahead of tonight's meeting. He was later selected to become deputy mayor for the next 2 years.
We have a couple of new ones who I think will take a little while to learn. It takes everybody a few months to figure it out. And I think it'll be great once we all get settled in.
Spokane Valley Mayor Pam Haley will also serve another 2 years as mayor. Merkel and Councilman Ben Wick both nominated and voted for themselves, but Haley received the majority vote.
I'm really happy with the support. I think that we work really well together, and I think that had some bearing on the outcome. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the next couple of years will be like.
Council members have been meeting inside Center Place Event Center since April. Tonight, they returned to their repaired council chambers.
I felt like I was in a gym, to be honest with you, when we were at Center Place. This is great. I'm so happy to be back, and I'm happy that it's not sinking anymore, right?
City Hall repairs could top an estimated $5 million. Construction is expected to wrap up by the end of the month.
They paid for a building to be built a certain way, and it clearly wasn't. So yeah, I don't think taxpayers should be on the hook for that at all.
And the city has taken Meridian Construction to court. They're the company that built this City Hall back in 2017. That trial is expected to begin this August. Reporting in Spokane Valley tonight, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
And Spokane's new mayor is getting situated at Spokane City Hall. Today is Mayor Lisa Brown's first day on the job. Yesterday, Brown officially became mayor following her swearing-in ceremony last week. She beat previous mayor Nadine Woodward by a little more than 2,000 votes. All right, turning now to weather, it looks like a cool down might be in the works later this week, and I think everyone is wondering about the possibility of some snow. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo for more on that. Jeremy?
Well, when it comes to the chance of snow, it gets better and better with each passing day. Right now, temperatures sit a bit on the warm side, but those dew points and those temperatures getting pretty close to each other. It is possible we get a little bit of fog, but notice the moisture moving through the state. The reason I don't think it's going to be as widespread as it has been recently is because of that. It adds a little bit of atmospheric mixing, but you still kind of get that chance when you get a storm moving in like this. And I think early tomorrow morning, we wake up to the chance of a couple of flurries or maybe a light wintry mix. It's not a great one and it doesn't amount to much, if anything, and then works its way out. After that, I think everything kind of stays up in the mountains. I even think some of the stuff that looks like it comes down is just a bit overzealous. Instead, I think our next wave kind of arrives late Thursday night and takes us into Friday. That late Thursday night makes me say kind of mostly cloudy throughout the day on Thursday. Friday, waking up to a little bit of rain and snow. Saturday is the real event. We'll talk that coming up.
Sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. And now to our Nightbeat with a quick look at today's top stories. Spokane police were called to a shooting in northwest Spokane today that injured one person. Police were called to the Indian Trail area near West Francis at around 11 o'clock this morning. KREM 2 was told by police at least one person was injured and police were able to arrest a suspect. We are still working to find out more information about what exactly led to this shooting. And a minor traffic stop on I-90 in Post Falls led to the recovery of drugs and stolen guns. This morning, the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office says a deputy smelled marijuana coming from the car and investigated a probable cause search. They say that deputy found 1 pound of methamphetamine, 1,000 fentanyl pills, and 3 guns, among other things. The driver had an active warrant for driving with a revoked or suspended license in Nez Perce County. Several patients have died at an Oregon hospital as a result of infections allegedly caused by a nurse who switched out prescription fentanyl with tap water. As many as 10 people developed infections and died. At this time, no one has been charged with the crime. When asked about the allegations, the hospital provided a brief statement saying, quote, "We were distressed to learn of this issue. We reported it to law enforcement and are working closely with them." And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. New tonight, a new U.S. Census report ranked Idaho 4th nationally in population percentage growth. The state's population as of July 2023 was nearly 2 million. That's a 1.3% increase since July of 2022. According to our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press, there were only 8 states that saw a population decline during that period. That after 18 states had declining populations between 2021 and 2022.
15 Avenue Northwest, Northwest 80th.
Well, cell phone video shows the nervous moments that a toddler was rescued from a crash overnight in Seattle. He was in a car with a woman who is now under investigation for DUI. According to witnesses, police and firefighters cut out the roof of the car to get that child out. The young child and driver were taken to the hospital. Their conditions are not known at this time. Meanwhile, a former NBA minor league player was back in the courtroom accused of murdering a Western Washington woman in Nevada. Police say Chance Comanche admitted to strangling Morena Rogers, a 23-year-old medical assistant, to death on December 6th. Her body was later found in a roadside ditch. Comanche's former girlfriend also facing charges related to the woman's death and disappearance. Comanche is due back in court coming up on February 8th. And caught on camera at Cannon Beach in Oregon this week, the U.S. Coast Guard had to rescue a dog after it fell off a cliff and onto a state beach in Ecola State Park in Oregon. Fortunately, crews were able to hoist the dog to safety. It suffered only a few cuts and bruises, they said. After a short helicopter ride, that dog was reunited with its owner. In some national news tonight, former President Donald Trump appealed a ruling by Maine Secretary of State barring him from the state's primary ballot. That ban is over his role in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. The Democratic Secretary of State became the first in history to bar someone from running under a rarely used section of the 14th Amendment. That provision prohibits those who engage in insurrection from holding office. In Trump's appeal, he argues the ban is based on, quote, untrustworthy evidence, unquote. On that note, Iowa's Republican voters will gather in less than 2 weeks to caucus for their presidential candidates. The latest state polls show Trump with a commanding lead. CBS spoke with several voters on either side today, one of which said he is leaning toward the former president but has concerns about his electability.
It's my vote, and vote for him, and then something happened to him. It's a tough call.
I don't think he would actually care about policies and helping the nation and the people of this country. I think it would just be him getting back at the people that he feels did him wrong.
Despite Trump's lead, the race for second appears much tighter now. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has a slight lead over UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Vivek Ramaswamy is a distant fourth with 7%. And you might have seen video of the powerful waves that hit the California coast this weekend. Well, thanks to that surf, a bomb washed up on shore in Santa Cruz Beach. According to the local sheriff's office, their bomb team determined it was safe. It was removed and taken to a nearby Air Force base. In other news, an investigation underway at the Salt Lake City airport tonight after a man was found dead inside a plane engine. According to airport officials, the man breached an emergency exit door, walked onto the tarmac, and climbed inside the jet's engine. When officers found the 30-year-old man, he was not conscious. At the time, the plane was sitting and on a de-icing pad, and the engine was not running. Police have not released the man's name or cause of death tonight. Now to some shocking video of Japan. At least 5 people are dead after 2 planes collided on the runway at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. One was a passenger jet, the other a Coast Guard plane. All but 1 person on that Coast Guard aircraft were killed. The passenger plane was fully engulfed, but amazingly, all of the 379 passengers and crew were able to get out alive. And new video from inside the cabin shows smoke inside the plane moments before evacuation chutes deployed. It's believed the fire was started in one of the wings of the aircraft. According to officials, the Coast Guard plane was arriving to provide aid for earthquake victims at the time. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time.